who do I think will win? It's a mental question, isn't it? I don't mean from you, but like people will put that question out, and people say one punch changed it all. But if it was to happen, it'd be the biggest shock in sporting history, I think.
This is Jonathan Agger, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by former world champion Anthony Crolla. Anthony, how are you?
Me, I'm good, thank you. It's obviously big fight, big press turnout. It's good to be here.
Yeah, excited for the rematch. Did you expect it?
Listen, I am excited for it. Did you expect it? I didn't think it was going to get over the line. You know, when you was reading things in the media, but fair play to both lads. And people always have the criticism of, well, you know, so they should have getting paid millions, but I respect it massively from both guys because it's a must-win, and it's hard to see the loser of the fight continuing at the elite level. It takes some serious rebuilding. So yeah, I respect to both lads, and I'm looking forward to it.
What do you reckon Dillian's got to do to win this fight?
I think, I was lucky enough to be ringside the first fight, and I think he's got to land something big, and he's got to land something early to get that respect. I mean, there is respect there, but from AJ, so I think it makes AJ that a little bit wary about committing and stuff like that. He's got to take him out of any kind of rhythm. We don't know whether we're going to see AJ box on the back foot, whether he's going to stick it on. We don't know that, but I think if Dillian lands early, then that will make AJ a lot more wary.
If AJ wins, we reckon it's Wilder in December. What do you think of that fight?
I think it's a great fight. And it's one where you can make a strong case for either. There's no denying Deontay Wilder has got the power to end fights in one shot, for sure. But then, technically, I believe AJ's levels above Deontay Wilder. But one punch changes it all. That's a real hard fight to pick a winner in that. It really is. It's just can AJ avoid the shot from Wilder for 12 rounds, or might even land and get Wilder out there himself, or does Wilder land it? But I think that's a fantastic fight, and probably one of, if not the most exciting fight to be made in the heavyweight division. I'm not saying it's the biggest, but it's certainly the most exciting.
Another big fight. They just had the press conference today in Poland, Usyk and Daniel Dubois. If you were, training Daniel Dubois for this type of challenge, what would you be telling him?
I think there's no denying it's got to be smart, educated pressure, but it's nothing that Usyk's not seen before in that. But I think, listen, the obvious tactics he needs to set a high tempo, take Usyk out of his game plan. I really believe that. And there's no denying, again, Dubois, everyone goes on what a big puncher he is, so you can't say, be disrespectful, say, he's got a puncher's chance, but it is a big task, a big ask. It's not asking, but that might suit Daniel Dubois because no one's expecting him to do anything, let's be honest, and that might be how he likes it. I know Frank Warren's been vocal, like, no, our man's going to upset all these plans for this Saudi tournament, and if he does land, he's right in the picture there, isn't he? But it's I'm looking forward to that. I'm low-key really looking forward to it. But I think he's got to start fast against Usyk for sure.
And the rumours are about Tyson Fury against Francis Ngannou. I just spoke to Eddie Hearn in there, and he's saying, look, it's a lot of money. He understands why Tyson would take that type of fight, but he feels that there's no chance in a million years that he would beat Fury. What do you think of that and Ngannou?
No, totally. You're talking about a fantastic MMA fighter fighting one of the best heavyweights of the last 10 years. So, has Francis Ngannou had a boxing fight ever?
No.
Yes, has it? So you got to look at it similar to McGregor and Mayweather, yeah? You've got a guy making his professional debut fighting one of the best heavyweights of the past 10 years. That's it. It's a spectacle. I don't know if it'd be an exhibition, a fight, I'm not sure. But listen, it makes business sense and it makes a lot of money, so that's why it'll be happening. But I mean, who do I think will win? It's a mental question, isn't it? I don't mean from you, but like people will put that question out, and people say one punch changed it all. But if it was to happen, it'd be the biggest shock in sporting history, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Anthony, I haven't spoken to you since Lomachenko and Haney.
Yes.
What did you make of the fight and the scores?
I thought it was a really good fight, and I thought Lomachenko done enough. I thought he was unlucky. I thought he definitely done enough, but listen, It's hard really, because people say, listen, do I believe it was a terrible robbery? I probably don't think that, but I definitely thought he wasn't lucky, so you feel for him, and I always believed that Lomachenko would give Haney a lot of trouble and get the win, and I thought he should have got that. But Haney also showed that night as well that he's for real, and he's got a claim. Like say, a lot of people thought he couldn't shot, but he got the decision in a close fight. I would like to see it again, and I think Lomachenko would win, but I don't know if we will see it again, because Haney is such a big lightweight. That might be the end of his days at lightweight, but no, he's an elite fighter for sure.
You faced some of the best in your era, Lomachenko, Linares, but do you sometimes look at it and be like, I wish I was just a few years late, because I could have jumped in with Haney, Shakur, all these guys?
No, I absolutely think Ngannou was a few years earlier. I don't even want to be lying saying, I wish I was in with them. But no, listen, as a fan I do, because I admire a lot of him. Like I said, I fought for a while. Lomachenko's a man in the division, but you just mentioned a name there, and I think now I back him against absolutely anyone. At this point anyway, Lomachenko's current Shakur Stevenson, I just respect the fact how he just goes for the top dog in every division. He's vocal about it. He's not cocky about it, but just calls it all the time, and I think fair play. Now he's an unbelievable fighter.
Yeah. And just finally, Spence and Crawford, a couple of weeks to go now. How do you see the fight going?
You know what? There's a lot riding on this for me. Me and my little brother have been at it for years, like who we think is going to win, and literally, probably a few years. He's always said Spence, I've always said Crawford, so I'm hoping Crawford does win, because there's a week-long bet of us where the loser has to get cornrows, so yeah, it could be interesting, man. It should be good. But no, it's a great fight, but I think Crawford wins points, pretty close, but he pulls away in the second half.
So, but if you were to give your brother the benefit of the doubt, how would he win it?
How would he win it? I think pressure, the educated pressure from Spence, using his size. I think he's a huge welterweight, but then will that catch up with him eventually? And I think that's what he does, and he's got a great work rate. And does he just out-hustle Crawford? That's I think that claim. But yeah, I'm going Bud Crawford.
There you have it, Anthony. Appreciate your time, and you're still training, and you got Rhiannon Dixon. Tell us what's going on with that.
European title. She's fighting for a European title in September. We're just waiting on the date being confirmed.
Let's talk about potentially Caroline Dubois. Do you like that fight maybe in the future?
Do you know what? I know it's been mentioned, and maybe down the line. I know Caroline. Listen, it's not me sort of manoeuvring out that question at the minute. I want, obviously, Rhiannon's got a European title. Make it pretty clear, like say, Rhiannon, she's learning in the pro. She never had an amateur fight, so for me to say to Rhiannon, that's great for a Commonwealth title fight against Caroline Dubois at this point when she's got a European title shot, it'd be mental of me to say. But no, listen, I like Caroline, what she's doing, but I think if that happens, hopefully it'll be for a world title down the line. I'm sure it's one she'd certainly welcome, and I know Caroline, she said that as well.
Brilliant. Anthony, appreciate your time, and enjoy the rest of the time here in London.